Hello, ladies and gentlemen. In my presentation today, I'm going to explain about content and knowledge of Manglish or Malaysian English. First, history of Malaysian English. Malay is a major language of the Austronesian language family. Has development from different influences through international trade, religious expansion, colonization, and Malaysian evolved extensively into classical Malay through the gradual influx of numerous Arabic and Persian vocabulary. One of these dialects that was developed in the tradition of Malacca. The strong influences of Malacca in international trade in the region result in Malay as a lingua franca in commerce. From 19th to 20th century, Malay progressively, through a grammatical improvements and lexical into the modern language, with more than 800,000 phrases. Now, the appreciation of the language grew and the various efforts were undertaken by the community to further enhance the use of Malay as well as to improve its abilities in facing the challenging modern era.
I will explain about the structure of Malaysia. Most people of the Malaysia, they are speak Manglish or Pidgin English. Manglish language used in Malaysia is similarly like a Singlish language. It used in Singapore. Style English of Malay people is a broken English grammar. Broken language is use of the language grammatical is incorrect. They use accent Hokkien. In Malaysia, they pronounce English accent is not sound, unclear, and having high and low pitch, like a English language of native speaker. Or if there is a sound, they unstate the word, unlike most people usually use in the United Kingdom, United States, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada is native speaker. In Manglish language, they are mixture of the dialect together with a sentence such as Bahasa Malaysia, Taiwan, Hokkien, Mandarin, and Tamil. Okay, I will give example for you, such as the word is to go. In the native speaker, will state or forget the first word to go, but in Malaysia, they pronounce the word is to go, to go. Okay, next word is down and under, down and under. Native speaker usually pronounce like this, but in Malaysian, they pronounce the word is down and under, because most of people in the Malaysia is Chinese people. Chinese people have a problem to pronunciation of the D in the English. They can pronounce it. And then when Malay people say sorry, they can pronounce like a foreign, but they say sorry, and add the word like a add in the ending sentence, something like that.
Standard Malaysian English is descended from British English, largely due to the country's colonization by Britain beginning from the 18th century, but because of influence from American mass media, particularly in the form of television programs and movies. Malaysians are also usually familiar with many American English words. Malaysian English is gradually forming its own vocabulary. These words come from a variety of influences. The Malaysian English speaker may be unaware that word or phrase not present in British or American English. And we have example for you about how Malaysian English and British or American English are different. The first one is handphone. Handphone in British or American English is mobile phone or cell phone. The next one is brinjal. Brinjal in British or American English is aubergine or eggplant. The next one is vergot. Vergot in British or American is really? I don't think so. And the next one is outstation. Outstation in British or American is out of town or overseas. And the last one is Gostan. Gostan in British or American English is to reverse or to go backward.
It's about mixing. In Malaysian English, the base syllable of word is sometimes not pronounced with strength that it would be in British English. Also, P and F are sometimes pronounced somewhat similarly among speakers from Malay descent. For example, the two Malay names Falins and Palins may sound almost identical when spoken by Malays, whereas this confusion would not arise when spoken by a British speaker. For instance, both lift or elevator and lorry or truck are understood, but the British form is preferred. Only in some very limited cases, the American English form more widespread. Ships instead of creeps, flies instead of ships, and diaper instead of nappy.
So, the Manglish in Malaysia is a pidgin of sorts, and which is a blend of European language and a native language of the relevant country. Manglish is made up at least of 3 languages of the main language of the country, like Malay, Chinese, and Indian. The grammar and sentence construction in Manglish is almost seems to be without the structures, or we call the broken English. In Manglish, they always pronounce p sound into f sound. For example, I will spell P-A-L-I-N. In Manglish, they pronounce Falin, but in English, pronounce Palin. And they always confuse about how to pronounce it. Almost of Malaysia people, they are almost use the British English because they was colonized by the United Kingdom or England. So they are improved the Malacca language with English language together into the Manglish, and they developed until now into Manglish. Thank you.